Hey guys, and welcome to part 10 of the Sonic Unleashed playthrough, and we're now heading to America!
As you can tell, Andrew's very excited about going to America.
Well, it's because it's, well, for one, the food there is actually what you'd be used to. You know, hamburgers, cheese.
Hot dogs. And I know what you're thinking, even a fire extinguisher.
Yep. And this is when the frame rate starts to shit.
Yeah, there's like so much detail going on, the frame rate can't keep up.
That's the downside of the Hedgehog engine. It looks good, but the frame rate drops tremendously.
See, I guess it was a 2000.
Whoa, check this guy out.
Oh, fuck.
If Wolverine was gay. You know, he's like that. He's like one of those hairdressers that does that. The way they talk about your appearance, not saying, you know.
What's he called? Deaf Big?
Deaf Big. Yo. He actually has a sound clip like that. If Big the Cat was a DJ rapper.
Well, there's a hamburger.
That looks fucking delicious. I'll have 2 of them, thank you.
One for myself and one for a wee chippy boy.
And here's me showing off what it is with the food. Actually, you go into your inventory and then say, I want to give some Chip something to eat. Here you go. Give the hamburger to Chip, and he'll give you a comment based on what you're giving him.
So you don't get any bonuses or anything for giving it to Chip?
Well, you do actually. You get what's called friendship points, with it, where the more you give the food you give him, the more he'll respect you, and then he'll give you VHS tapes, which is those extra cutscenes that we saw before.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only way to get those cutscenes, to complete your VHS collection in the gallery.
Wouldn't Sonic be like, Chip, where have you been keeping those videotapes this entire time?
Well, what any other Sonic game is? Up his arse.
I should have guessed. But then I guess like the videotape would probably be about the same size as Chip, wouldn't it?
Probably. Pretty bland. Well, this is obviously is a as here I go, I'm fucking again. No, not that. Anyway, as you can tell, this place is inspired by obviously New York.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been to New York?
Yeah, once before, a couple of years ago.
What would you be like if you came up to, and you actually saw this architecture the way it was designed?
I'd be like, what madman came up with this?
Never been to New York myself. I've only been to Florida, but never New York. From what I heard, it's chaos in there, especially when you're in the streets.
There's like, see, on the streets, like when it comes to like try to get a taxi and that, the traffic is like almost at a standstill. It's like chaotic.
So I would imagine for when you're working a job, the standard late time here is like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I imagine in there it would be much longer.
Probably.
Well, not as strict as it is in Japan, where if in Japan being late is over a minute. Everything must go like clockwork. Right, we can't get to the day stage just yet, so unfortunately it's time for some Werehog.
That was quick.
Yeah, I didn't want to put in that load screen again, so I just did a fancy edit to transition it to night. The way it should have been, Sega.
But no, we need you to view our loading screens.
Skyscraper, Scamper. That's a bit of a badass name, isn't it?
Skyscraper, Scamper. Nice alliteration there.
That's what it's called. You thought I was bullshitting? Yeah, you were.
No.
Don't give me that look.
No.
Yeah, you guys can't see it.
I knew you weren't bullshitting because I've played this before.
Da 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 la.
You think like maybe when it gets to like the second half of the game they might like change up the music a wee bit?
Nope, not whatsoever. What's that clip, by the way? I've got that clip stuck in my head, but it's an old wizard where she's like, none whatsoever. Oh, what is that? Where was that clip from? God damn it, that's gonna annoy me for the rest of the day. There we go. Just die already. And again, here, look at the background here. Do you think what they did for Speed Highway and Generations, they took this map and then this model layer map and just recolored it?
They probably did, considering it was the same engine.
You gotta love how there's no roads at the bottom there, it's all clouds.
How high up are these skyscrapers, jeez?
I don't think New York has the tallest buildings in the world.
Unless if it's fog.
Well, I suppose so. What are you doing? What?
Oh.
What? What the f- Okay.
Right?
Yeah, what happens that you do get moments like that where the werehog will do a QT clipping through a building, or in this case, over a bottomless pit, but afterwards the game will autopilot you back to safety.
Let's be fair, if that was Sonic 06, that would have killed you.
Yeah. I would have fallen to my pit while doing the QT.
No, in fact, if it was Sonic 06, you would still fall, but you would continue falling for like 10 minutes until the game decides that you die.
Kind of reminds me of that whole when the silver boss fight. Actually, you can there's a glitch where you can get outside the invisible wall and send him, and you can get silver to send you to the moon where the sky graphics end.
It's like Sega knew you were going to try attempt it.
But still, regardless, we're gonna have to put stars up there and a moon. A moon that's blown in half, by the way.
People still freak out about that fact. Like in future Sonic games, why isn't the moon blown in half?
Well, I'm somewhat agreeing with it because again, if you do something as dramatic as the moon, you're gonna have to keep it that way, unless you come up with a reasonable explanation as how it's built back. But then the next game is like, no, it never happened. Adventure 2 never happened. We didn't blow up the moon.
Well, was it Yuji Naka that said you're just looking at the other side of the moon? The other side is still blown up, but you're not looking at it. It's just on the other side.
That is a bullshit explanation.
But imagine like the amount of tidal waves and stuff like that just for blowing up the moon.
Yeah. Then again, it depends if you're ever when you're watching that cutscene in Adventure 2, if you're either a general audience or a long-time Sonic fan.
Love that sort of Sonic Shorts animation where like Dr. Eggman like actually blows up the Earth. He's like, finally! And then Shadow's like, you idiots.
What? Like, now I can build my empire. Where exactly are you going to build it?
Oh, crap.
Yeah, for once the good old doctor didn't think it through. Well, at least in this, the werehog does have a bit of a drop shadow. But, not the shadow on the platforms itself. It's when you're up in the sky, you can see it, but it still has that problem.
Yeah, it's not like directly below you, so you can like pinpoint where you're going to land.
Exactly. Well, making these jumps, it makes me a little bit tense because I don't want to fall. Yeah, these shields, these blue ones that they have, they're electrical shields. But the damage is very low, actually. Can you imagine what Sega would have done if they had a difficulty select here? Like if they had professional, everything kills you in one hit.
Oh god. What is this, Dark Souls? Yeah, have you heard that recently, like, news reporters are apparently calling the Crash Insane Trilogy the new Dark Souls because of how difficult it is?
Oh, you have no idea, Colin. Crash 1 specifically is hard as fuck. Not so much when you want to go through just to beat the game, but see when you get that mind to go 100%,
yeah, it's
bullshit hard. Not as hard as the original back in the PlayStation, where to get those gems, you cannot die once, you have to be perfect. Whereas in the remastered trilogy, the taglines for they should put a tagline on the back of the game saying, you can die.
You can die.
Because in Crash 1, you can now, for a clear gem, you can die as many times as you want and still get the gem at the end, provided you get all the boxes. The only time it does not apply is the color gems. You have to get through there without dying, and some of the level design is bullshit hard. Slippery climb in the lab, I'm looking at you.
It's like, I have seen like reviews of like the Crash Insane Trilogy, and one thing that I keep like seeing being brought up is like, you know, like for the time trial like relics and stuff like that, the level design like in Crash 1 aren't designed for like speed running.
Yeah, because
more for like pinpoint platforming.
Because back then, in the original development of the first game, they never thought of time relics at the time. And because obviously it's a remaster, which means nothing new, they don't change the level design for time trials. So, just again, Crash 1 levels are not designed for time trials.
Have you at least attempted the Stormy Ascent DLC yet?
Yes, I have, and I still can't get it. Maybe with a few more practice. I'm only got up to the first checkpoint, at the time of this recording anyway. Maybe when I have more free time, I'll probably go back and try again.
I saw that like the remaster is like still selling like really well. It's the top of the charts at the moment. I know it's in second place. Splatoon 2 is in second place. And take a guess what's in third place.
Call of Duty?
Nope.
Alright, what is it?
GTA 5. Who the fuck is still buying GTA 5?
Well, you can't deny its popularity.
Yeah, but it's like it's a 4-year-old game pretty much. Like, who is still buying GTA 5? Like, I was reading a news article. Like, someone said in the comments, like, they were saying, is there like just some millionaire that just sits there buying copies upon copies of GTA 5 so they can keep it in the charts?
Colin's in a rage, folks.
What did you just say?
You're in a rage.
Well, I'm like, it's a really good game. Like, it will probably go on to become like one of the highest selling games of all time. But like, surely everyone must own GTA 5 by now.
Well, who knows? I might get back into GTA 5 where I did used to have it, but I was having trouble trying to get into like private lobbies with friends to have a good laugh. And when it did work, we were having a good laugh. Like, there was this one time it was me and Steven, we were practicing it, right? Just playing in the sandbox, you know, just for shits and giggles. And we both have separate cars. Now, from his perspective, he doesn't see that there's a petrol tank right next to it, behind him. He can't see it, but I can. So what do? I don't say a word. I push him and I into the tank and I kill both of us. Just without saying a word. And he's pissed himself laughing because he's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
See, I think my favourite game in the GTA franchise was Vice City.
I've never played any of the previous ones. The only one I had was experience with was 5, but that was not much. I didn't even beat the story. The only reason I went back, tried to give GTA 5 a try was because of, you know, popular YouTubers like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye.
See, I don't know, GTA 5 just didn't really grab me in a way. Like, I just kind of got bored with it. Like,
you hear that, ladies?
What's that supposed to mean?
just for the what the fuck factor. Oh, hey, it's the Titan again. There goes that door again. I'm sorry, Colin. I'm gonna have to check that door. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna take over this commentary.
Where did that key come from? Did he just fart it out when he exploded? Oh, god damn it, smelly! Oh, by the way, if you have in this particular segment right here, Colin, have you ever had that times where you get hit by the shockwave, and then as you try and get up, you hit by the shockwave again, and you're flung off the top of the building?
Yes, I have.
Yes. It's annoying when it happens, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So be careful, folks, because again, that shockwave, it does stun lock in it. And as I said, if you get up just as the shockwave happens again, you will be flung off the building. Falcon Punch!
I like how the robot was like just kind of standing there with his rhinos, kind of like he was going to take them out for a walk, but then Sonic comes along and starts beating the shit out of him.
No, he's standing there like, go get him, my minions. Speaking of robots, remember the Simpsons episode, Mr. Burns' bear?
Mr. Burns, is that the one where he's like wanting that teddy bear or something like that?
And then the professor character comes up and introduces him an animatronic robot bear. Five Nights at Freddy's before Five Nights at Freddy's was popular.
Have you ever seen the Itchy and Scratchy Land episodes? It's quite like that as well.
And there's a bit where I couldn't stop laughing. That's it, where the bear, you know, he said the bear's programmed to be just as cuddly, but then it activates claws and starts attacking Burns. And as he's trying to shut it off, no bear want to live.
The old Simpsons episodes were great.
Aye.
I think it was around just after season 10, people thought it started kind of going downhill.
Apparently one of the worst ones ever that I've just recently read about was the one based on with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like that episode. I think it was mainly because, like, you know how like the sort of episode focused on Lisa.
Mm-hmm. And from what I heard, they changed her character quite drastically in that episode.
It was really out of character for her.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, giant XP. Where does this come from? Oh, and that's another thing they put in this. They put up electricity gates. You cannot go through until you destroy the generators. Godzilla's approaching the generator. The generator is losing power.
It seems that like that's all you do in that Godzilla game is just destroy generators and then the occasional monster just turns up.
By the way, these billboards here, these buildings, they all have references, like Easter eggs to past adventures. There's one called Soliana Hotel.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And there's one called Chow Beans, either a reference to Chow or Bean the Dynamite from Sonic the Fires.
There needs to be a Chow in space sort of like billboard, like you know the ones that you always see in the adventure games where it's like advertising like a movie where it's like Chow in space.
Well, they brought that back in Generations.
Well, what was it? What was that one like? Again, I forget.
It was one with the Death Egg robot behind Earth, and then in Crisis City they show up a burnt out version of Chow in Space 3.
Chow in Space 3.
It's like someone really didn't like that movie. By the way, the combo meter doesn't give you additional... The only thing the combo meter does is that it just gives you additional cores to fill up your Unleash bar. But that doesn't matter considering you get tons of cores from the enemies themselves. You little prick! Down you go. Bye! Can you actually have... No, that we're on a rooftop, we're not on a balcony, right? Because I was wondering, why is there picnic tables on the rooftop?
Well, I guess it could.
But then you would need to have it somewhere over a balcony to make sure you don't fall off. See, this is what happens when you play with padding gameplay, folks. You go off topic because you've run out of things to say about it.
Because there's not really much else to talk about with the Werehog, is there?
It's just the same shit over and over again, and it's padding at its best. Like, there's nothing wrong with the Werehog, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Oh, here he goes, that shockwave again. Jump. I'm not having it with that. I'm not going up with that shite. Oh, he's doing it again. He's a rebel.
Rebel scum.
Why did they choose a doorbell sound effect for the QTEs?
Again, I feel sorry for the poor bastard that actually has that as a doorbell.
Oh, there's the goal ring. Come on, let's go. Oh, dick move, Sega. Moon medal right there behind the goal ring.
That's right, baby.
It's right there. Pick it up.
I mean, like, he ran towards it.
Why did he think, wait a minute, oh wait a minute, there's a minute, I better collect it. Hurricane combo. And again, like I said before, when you see on the top right, those level 6s, they're essentially the power of the sun medals. You need to get at least up to level 7 to get to the last the daytime stage. I think for the Werehog, it's level 5.
Level 5.
Mm-hmm. And you increase that level by collecting more medals. Like I said, you need to have more sun medals, which means more Werehog exploration.
Mm.
And
oh, look at that frame rate, jeez.
Yeah. A mixture of this hub world and the Werehog's fur. Ugh. Nothing I can do about it, folks. This is why sometimes I wish, what if they ported it to PC where it can go up to 60 frames per second? Because computers can handle that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be shocking actually when you play this with 60 frames per second. At least you got someone in the harmonica. That'd be bullshit if you went in that and you could still drown. Like he screams in that game. Ah! And as we leave America, we'll see you in the next part, folks.